My parents bought my brother a brand new car. 3 days later, he totaled it drunk. And instead of making him own up to it, they came to me and said I should pay for the repairs. Because I could afford it. I'm Marissa, 28 years old. And when I said no, my brother tried to frame me for sabotaging the car. What he forgot was one small detail that destroyed his entire plan. Let me take you back to the beginning. Growing up in Sacramento, I was always the responsible one. Straight A's, scholarships, 2 jobs through college. My younger brother Devin. He cruised through community college on my parents' money, partied his way through his early 20s, and somehow always had an excuse for why nothing was ever his fault. By the time Devin was 23, he was still living in my parents' basement, jumping between part-time gigs that never lasted more than 2 months. And my parents kept covering for him. He's finding himself, Mom would say. Not everyone's like you, Marissa, Dad would add. Like being irresponsible was just a lifestyle choice. Meanwhile, I was working as a senior accountant at a tech firm, living in my own condo, finally stable after years of hard work. I wasn't rich, but I'd earned everything I had. Then came Devin's birthday. I stopped by with a cake and a gift card, pulled into the driveway and stopped cold. A brand new black Chevy Tahoe, big red bow on top. Mom practically bouncing with excitement. You bought him a car, I asked, keeping my voice as neutral as possible. He needs reliable transportation for job interviews, Dad said proudly. I bit my tongue hard. That car probably cost more than my entire year of rent. But fine, their money, their choice. I hugged Devin and smiled through it. Thanks for the gift card, sis, Devin said, barely looking at me as he climbed in. This thing is sick. 3 days. He had that car for exactly 3 days. Saturday night, I was home watching TV when my phone exploded with calls. Mom, Dad, Devin, I picked up on Mom's third try. Marissa, there's been an accident. Devin was okay, the car was not. I drove to the scene. The Tahoe had hit a telephone pole hard enough to fold the entire front end. Devin was sitting on the curb, head down, completely, obviously drunk. BAC was 0.12. The officer said he was lucky no one else got hurt. Car got towed. Devin got arrested, then released to my parents. Next morning, Sunday brunch turned into an ambush. We need to talk about the repair costs, Dad said while Mom put down pancakes nobody was touching. Sure, what's Devin's plan to pay them back? And that's when I saw it. That look my parents exchange when they're about to say something completely unhinged. Honey, Devin can't afford $15,000, Mom said softly. Right, so he'll need a payment plan. We were hoping you could help out. I actually thought I'd misheard her. Help out how? Pay for the repairs, you have a good job. You can afford it. The food in my mouth turned to sawdust. You want me to pay for the car that Devin crashed while drunk driving that you bought him 3 days ago? Don't take that tone, Dad said. Family takes care of family. He broke the law and wrecked a car you just handed him. Why is that my bill? Devin finally spoke, not meeting my eyes. I said I was sorry. Sorry doesn't pay $15,000, Devin. I stood up, grabbed my bag. My answer is no, hard no, not in a million years. We're not asking for all of it, Dad tried, just most. We'll put in 2,000. How generous, still no, I walked out, hands shaking the whole drive home. For 2 weeks straight the voicemails didn't stop. Guilt trips, passive aggression. Manipulation, I blocked all of them. Then Devin showed up at my office. I took him to the coffee shop downstairs. Make it quick. He leaned across the table, lowering his voice. What if insurance covered the whole thing? What if there was a mechanical problem with the car, something someone did to it before the crash? Then it's not my fault. Insurance pays. Nobody's on the hook. Every alarm in my head fired at once. You want me to take the blame for sabotaging your car. You want to frame your own sister for insurance fraud. Not frame exactly, Devin, that is exactly what this is. I stood up. People around us were staring now. He grabbed my arm. Please. They're making me sell everything, my PC, my whole setup. I pulled free. Good, maybe you'll learn something. I told my parents everything. Surely this would wake them up. Surely their son trying to drag his own sister into insurance fraud would finally cross a line. Mom's response. He's desperate, Marissa. You backed him into a corner. I changed my number, blocked everyone and moved on. 2 peaceful months passed. I got promoted, started seeing someone new. Life was good again. Then an unknown number called one Tuesday afternoon. Miss Chin, this is Detective Bradley, Sacramento PD. Your brother filed a police report claiming you tampered with his vehicle. We found evidence of cut brake lines. We need you to come in. Pure ice in my veins. Here's what Devin completely forgot. The one thing his desperate brain skipped over entirely. I wasn't anywhere near my parents' house that day. I was in San Francisco, 300 miles away. At a company conference, 60 coworkers, hotel key card timestamps, a signed seminar attendance sheet, and photos all over my social media from that entire weekend. Security footage of me at the hotel bar past midnight. The accident happened at 11:47 p.m. I walked into that police station with my lawyer and a folder full of proof. My lawyer Janet laid everything out on the table. The detective read through it all. His expression shifted from suspicious to frustrated to genuinely angry, but not at me. Miss Chin, I apologize for wasting your time. We'll be having a very different conversation with your brother. I stopped him. But someone did actually tamper with the brakes. He hesitated. The mechanic found clear evidence. Fresh tool marks, deliberately loosened lines. But if I wasn't there, and then we all figured it out at the same moment. My lawyer said it first. He did it himself. Devin had cut his own brake lines after the car was already at the impound lot, then filed a police report blaming me. The actual crash was just drunk driving, 50 in a 35. He'd set the whole thing up after the fact. My brother committed a crime to frame me for a crime to cover up his original crime. Devin was arrested for filing a false police report, insurance fraud, and evidence tampering, facing up to 3 years in prison. That evening, Mom screamed at me over the phone about what I'd done to Devin. I hung up. The next morning, my doorbell rang like someone was trying to break it down. I looked through the peephole and froze. My grandmother, Dad's mom, standing on my doorstep with 2 giant suitcases. I'm moving in, Grandma Joyce announced, walking straight past me. Until this disaster gets sorted out. I burst into tears right there. For the first time in months, someone in my family actually saw me. She sat me down and told me what I didn't know. My parents were drowning in debt. Second mortgage, maxed credit cards. Nearly losing the house. That Tahoe was bought with the last of their home equity, a desperate attempt to motivate Devin. When it got wrecked, they panicked. And my stability became their exit. That doesn't excuse what they did, I said. Not even slightly, that's why I'm here. Devin was facing up to 3 years. Part of me felt like he'd earned every day. But another part, the part that remembered him as a little kid, kept asking whether prison would actually change anything. So I made a decision Grandma Joyce said was either brilliant or completely insane. I called Devin's public defender. I want to know if there are options besides prison. Not because he deserves leniency, but because locking him up won't fix what's actually broken. I wrote a victim impact statement. 3 days, multiple drafts, Grandma Joyce reading every version. Hardest thing I've ever written. Courtroom day. Devin in a borrowed suit that didn't fit, my parents in the gallery. Grandma Joyce right behind me. I stood on shaking legs. Your Honor, 2 months ago my brother tried to send me to prison to avoid his own consequences. What he did was criminal, and it broke something in this family that may never fully heal. But I've thought hard about what justice actually means here. Prison won't make him better, it'll just give him a record and make everything worse. So I'm asking for something different. I want Devin to plead guilty, no excuses. But instead of prison, mandatory substance abuse treatment, real therapy, 200 hours of community service, 3 years of supervised probation, random drug testing, and full restitution of $15,000 paid monthly. If he violates any single condition, misses a payment, skips therapy, fails 1 drug test, even has 1 drink, he serves the full sentence. No second chances after this. I looked at Devin. He was crying. I'm not doing this because I've forgiven you, I haven't, but I believe people can change when consequences are real. Don't make me regret this. The judge was quiet for a moment. That is one of the most thoughtful statements I've heard in 20 years on this bench. She turned to Devin. Do you understand what your sister is offering? Yes, Your Honor. Plead guilty today. Treatment within 1 week. $250 to your sister every month. I review your file every 6 months. Miss 1 payment, 1 session, 1 test, you serve the maximum. Clear. Yes, Your Honor. Completely. Your sister gave you something you didn't earn, don't throw it away. Outside, Mom caught up with me in the parking lot. Marissa, thank you for Devin. I didn't do it for you. I did it because someone in this family had to act like an adult. I told them plainly, sell the house, downsize, stop pretending, and Devin moves out. He's 23. Time to stand on his own feet. I walked away. Grandma Joyce followed without a word. 6 weeks later, a text from an unknown number. It's Devon. Finished my 30 days, out and sober, got a warehouse job. Just wanted you to know I'm trying, you don't have to respond. I didn't, not yet. But when the first $250 hit my account, memo reading 1 of 60, I'm sorry, something in my chest loosened. Second payment on time. Third on time, 4 months in, 120 days sober, thank you for giving me a chance. 2 words back, keep going. 6 months later, Grandma Joyce invited me to Sunday dinner. A few other people would be there, she said casually. I walked in and found my parents on her couch. I turned around. 30 minutes, she said. If you want to leave after, I'll drive you myself. Dad told me they'd been in therapy, sold the house, paid off most of the debt. We became people who threw our daughter under the bus to protect our son, Mom said quietly. I'll never stop being ashamed of that. I'm not ready to forgive you, I said. But I'm willing to try slowly. Sunday dinners once a month. First time you guilt me or ask me for anything, we're done. Permanently. More than fair, Dad said. No dramatic moment, no big hug. Just a small, careful step forward. 8 months after court, I met Devon for coffee. He looked steadier, clearer. The entitlement was gone. I think about what I almost did to your life every single day, he said. No excuse for it. I don't want to be that person anymore, not for the court, for me. Time will tell, keep paying. Stay sober, keep going to therapy. And maybe we actually get to be real siblings again someday. As we were leaving, he stopped. Thank you for believing I could be better, even when I didn't. Don't make me regret it. I won't. A year later, Devon, 14 months sober, almost halfway through paying me back. My parents, stable and genuinely lighter. Family dinners twice a month, still some tension, but real laughter too. Last week he texted, payment 14 of 60, 1 year sober today. Couldn't have done it without you. I wrote back, I'm proud of you, keep going, and I meant it, so did I make the right call? Should I have let the law take its course, or was a structured second chance better? I still don't know for sure. But watching my brother become someone I can respect, watching my parents finally face their reality, maybe that's justice too. If this story hit home, drop a like. And if you've been through something similar, share it in the comments. I read everyone. Thanks for listening. Hope your family is a lot less complicated than mine used to be.